電撃文庫クロッシングボイド
Welcome to the Crossing Void High School. I'm your sensei Eresia and thanks for coming to our second class. The first class was just an introduction. It's here where things will start to get serious. You can ask for advices as much as you want, but the best thing on games such as Crossing Void is learning how to build teams by yourself. The characters you raise and the playstyle you like are completely up to you, so no stranger can tell what you should do. But you want at least something that works, right? Right? In this class, I will be talking about the concepts of team building, like teaching you the basics of making a blueprint. Then, the third and fourth class will be about AoE and single target comps respectively, where you use your blueprint to build your dream team into reality. If we are talking about building a team, then to make a team, we need characters. No shit, Sherlock Holmes! So, is there any concept on how I can efficiently raise the correct one? Yes, there is, and I am going to explain how to do that detail by detail. So, should I go wide or go tall? I learned these two terms from when I used to be a hardcore Civilization 5 player, where going wide means building a lot of small cities, while going tall means having few strong cities. This can be easily translated to us. So, going wide means developing many characters at once, but none will be exceptional, while going tall develops exceptionally 2 to 6 characters. Secondary characters from your wide range will have at best only purple talents, usually ranging between 50 and 65, with their quality not being an obligatory S. Meanwhile, tall characters will have talents above 65, usually 1 to 4 golden talents, being the best in your entire roster. And you will want them to be at least S quality, even better if they are awakened with good effects. This isn't a concept applied only to your characters, but as well to equipment and impression weapons. You can choose to go for few exceptionally or for many average with them. So, how do I deal with conflicting fragment usage? Let's say you want to invest in Kimono Asuna and Asuna support at the same time. You want, at least for one of either to be a tall character, while the other will be in the bench for modes such as Psych Zone. Considering you got both at the same time, you first need to develop your tall character into an average state, in this example being her Kimono version. You get all her 4 talents up to 50, get her fully starred, and level her up to 70. Once she's already making into your main team, then start investing in her support version. She has to have at least 4 level 40 talents, but ideally level 50. Get her up to level 60 and fully starred. Once at this point, invest again all of your fragments into the Kimono version until you're satisfied. If you already have a tall Kimono Asuna and is looking to invest into another version of her, just raise the talents up to at least 50. The same applies to equipment and impression weapons, but here I recommend going tall rather than wide, and only start expanding once they are properly developed, because both of them have global usage, which means every character benefits from them being strong. Equipment ideally should have 4 out of 6 offensive status at least, with 2 of them being attack. If you get a 3 out of 6 with 2 attack status, that is also usable. Impression weapons should have status upgraded until level 50 and level 4 spiritual upgrade. Character types. Oh man, are you playing RPG now? I'm going to divide them in categories so it becomes easier to get to the point of the next classes. They are important to know if you want to consistently build teams for any mode, as they are often similar. Also worth mentioning that our characters can be a hybrid in some way or another. At the end, I will be resuming them if you want to revise at some point in the future. Enablers. Enablers Like its own name, are characters that enable others in some way. Doesn't matter whether it's only one or all players that benefit. They can come in many forms, like inflicting debuffs to enable your impression weapons, buffing your team, or having some orthodox way to help someone. The first example is Kirito Hinata. Kirito is classified as orthodox thanks to his unique talent Bitter, reducing the cost of your next SP ability whenever he moves. Hinata's buffs will cost 2 throughout the rotation thanks to that. Interspersing between Kirito's wound and Hinata's buff will only have a total cost of 5 SP instead of 6, which makes a huge difference. With a wound lasting 2 turns, you can have your Climaxer benefit from both Olive Wood Impression Weapon and Hinata's buff, so they are a great duo. And the second example is Tomoka Haruyuki, where Tomoka is an orthodox giving 1 extra SP every turn thanks to her unique talent. Haruyuki will fail in Climax's turns, all while still having Tomoka's Climax in the bench depending on your rotation. There are some hybrid characters that can be classified as both semi-carry and enabler, with the most well-known being Kimono Asuna and Shokuho Misaki. They often aren't your main source of damage as Climaxers, but as crosses, because they are used from their utility coming from their frail of their unique talent while still being a high source of damage. Some other semi-carry enabler hybrids are Kamineko, Main Kirito, and summer characters Kirino and Mikoto. Semi-carry. Semi-carries are characters that have both utility and damage in their kits. Miyuki Zero is a great example, because their cross is a huge nuke being strictly damage, with Miyuki still having utility, with Dispel and Frail, as well Zero being a sealer. This type of character often comes in pair as crosses, like Tatsuya Miyuki being able to hit any target at any position whilst having an unique talent that increases the damage of your hyper carry. Both examples dishes a good amount of damage, but they aren't there solely because of it. Hyper carry. Hyper carries are characters that are solely built for damage. Main Kuroneko and Main Tiger are great examples, because their first skill buffs their second skill and climax, where they are arguably each other counterparts for both AoE and single target, respectively. Their usable crosses are all damage oriented. Their unique talent is solely for increasing their own damage, so they shine within their own holes, doing insane amount of damage. Other great examples are Alice, both support and main accelerator, Mage Taiga, Kimono Shana, and Quentur. But, as you can guess, hypercarry is a category where you want the best out of the best, so some characters don't appear at all. Statistic. This is one you most likely know, but it's a category where you use a character mainly for their status and or unique talent to buff your partner in some way. Alice is a great statistic for damage-oriented support such as Hollow and Alicia's second form, thanks to her unique talent and passive from first skill. In the same vein, support such as Kuryokihime and Accelerator can be used for their high attack and either high or slow speed, respectively. Peel. A PvP-oriented category, sometimes recurred in dungeon-like scenarios such as Pandemonium. These are characters that protect your carries in any form. Main Yako has defense up and an unique talent that reduces the damage taken, allowing your hyper carry to scale, often seen in Burst Link. Healers are also in this category. Like when you peel an apple's skin, you're peeling the enemies from your carry. Bruiser. Another PvP-oriented category, these are characters that can dish some damage while still being somewhat tanky. The most known are Alice Kirito and Rentaro with Haruyuki or Angel. They abuse their huge defensive status and shields to survive through the match, then burst the enemy with their insane climax, all while still having a decent cross and utility support skill. Assassins. They can also be called as sweepers, a Pokémon term. You want them to sweep the field or a target as soon as possible. Using Holo to get one-turn kills is the best simple example that happens on PvE scenarios. 8 CP climaxes in PvP are great for that. Who has never been assassinated by a swing-sweet Mikoto in the middle of turn 2 on Burst Link? Or a main enemy deleting your here? Tatsuya, Kirito, Shokuho, they are all great at doing that. 2 targets. At last, a special category of 2 targets, because there's only 3 of them. Dual Blade Kirito, Tomo, and Main Taiga. They can fully hit 2 targets with their abilities. No one else is able to replicate that. Resume. Enablers are support-like characters that enhance your team in some way. Semi-carries are characters that have a mix of damage and utility in their kits. Hyper-carries are characters with the purpose of only doing damage. Statistic are characters where you pair with someone only for the purpose of abusing their good offensive status. Peel are support characters that protects your carriers from dying. Bruiser are characters that are a mix of being tank while still being able to deal proper damage. Assassins or sweepers are characters that will finish a target as fast as possible. Use either term as you like. 2 targets is self-explanatory. That is it for today's class. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the like button if you learned something new and subscribe to stay tuned in for more content.